It's the Desktop GeekZip upgraded podcast.
Oh, man.
We're working out the technical difficulties.
We are. We're trying. This is the first restart that we've had in a long time.
At least it's not as bad as when we would, record a whole show and not record
like a whole hour, yeah, and be like, oh, shit, it fucked up.
That was classic.
I'm not going to lie and say that's not a possibility here. We're going to do the best that we can, but damn.
It's live and learn, dude. That's what I said.
This computer's being pushed to the absolute max. No, it's like I told you, man. We want the highest quality program that we can do. And the more support that we get, the better that we're going to make it. It's the GeekZip podcast. Ryan, Zip, Christian. We're in the Zip Cave. We're getting set up. I know you already did the intro, but I'm doing it again.
Yeah, mine wasn't the intro.
Yeah. Do you like now that it's actually live and not delayed, or do you miss the delay?
I mean the delay was fun, but I could do it with or without it.
Yeah. This is a lot better looking picture, and I actually bought some cameras, and now we have a whole setup. We'll have to do
not on the phone anymore. I even made sure to charge my phone, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me I didn't need to.
Well, I wanted it to be a surprise, so you can, actually. It's a better shot of you too. I didn't like the shot on the phone, and you always had the bars on the side of yours too. I don't know why. I don't know why that was, because you had it horizontally. Anyway, so glad you guys could join us. Summertime, weather's good.
Summertime.
Summertime. What have you been playing, Christian? Diablo?
Yeah, a little bit. And we watched Sunny. Sunny came out this week.
Sunny came out. We discussed that. Yes. Me and Kush have started Yellowjackets.
Are you enjoying it?
I like it. It does have a very Lost vibe,
I like the 90s feel. I love that intro, the theme song, too.
The music is great all around, frankly. I'm going to try to sit up in my seat a little bit.
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
I'm always readjusting.
That's better. Well, it's easier for you to readjust because I gave you the good stand. But anyway, so happy you guys could be here with us. We are looking forward more and more each week to the Huntington Comic and Toy Convention that's coming August 12th, 13th, Mountain Health Arena. Sorry. And tickets are on sale for that now. You can get them at huntingtoncomiccon.com. And they just announced a huge name that's going to be coming.
What was it before the Mountain Health Arena?
Big Sandy Superstore Arena,
okay.
I think. And then it was the Huntington Civic Center before that. So just lots of great stuff that we're looking forward to as we head through the summer. We will take a brief hiatus toward the end of July because I'm going on vacation, and maybe we'll do the show remotely. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how
bored we are. What's going on?
Well, it's a lot different vacation this year because not as much of the family is going, so there'll be a little bit more breathing room.
Are we going to the beach? Or?
Yeah, we're going to the beach house to what I call, what should I give it a name?
You go to North Carolina?
I call it Themyscira because I don't want anybody to know where I am at.
Ocean City?
No, it's definitely not Ocean City.
Myrtle Beach?
Bloodhaven. Myrtle Beach.
Compton.
Sure.
Compton. Long Beach. There we go.
Myrtle Beach and Compton are about the same these days.
That's what I was thinking, dude. Did you see where some Ohio guy strangled somebody down in Myrtle Beach?
Jesus Christ, dude. I hear it's real bad. I remember a couple years ago, and you may remember this too, there was live video of a shooting going on. Mm. They were shooting from the hotel balconies down.
Usually they're
going
just
through the streets shooting people.
Usually they're just falling off the balconies.
Back when we were kids, that's the way it was anyway. That was the big
now
concern.
They gotta shoot bullets off the balconies.
Yeah, now it's bullets. Why would you take a gun on spring break with you? I don't know.
Protection. Because it's my right.
Yes. Because just calm down. Let's not get off task.
Guns. Well, at least the Iron Sheik didn't get killed by a gun.
Poor Iron Sheik. Poor Sheiky Baby. We're going to talk about him in just a second. First, I wanted to bring up As always, we invite you to visit our website, podomatic.com/GeekZip podcast. That's podomatic.com/GeekZip podcast. We're also now doing, as you can see, a high-quality video feed that we are publishing on YouTube each week at the same time that our podcast drops. So while we always encourage you to listen, now you can watch and actually follow along with Christian and I as we go through the news of the week.
Comment, like, share, subscribe.
There you go. Ring the bell. Do everything you can to support the show. Also, within our Podomatic site, you can find our social media links. That's how you can share more of the show. We're connected on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, YouTube we're now connected on, and you can share that link to subscribe as well. We invite you to do that.
Show off some merch.
Yeah, we got some merch in our online store. You can click on that link. Our Patreon link is on there with exclusive content for members. Remember, a limited time, as little as $1 per month, will grant you instant access to content within the GeekZip podcast Patreon community. And then, as always, we have our PayPal link on there if you'd like to just shoot us a donation. As you can see, we spend money on the show. None of it goes to our pockets. And that way we can bring you more high-quality broadcasts each week.
Sounds good to me.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'd buy that for $1.
I looked over at you and I'm like, "What? Is he going to finish it?" Oh shit! So Diablo IV. Let's talk about that for a minute. A lot of the guys have bought it. The guys meaning the group that we always talk about. I'm happy to report that Wes is making a return to the GeekZip podcast sometime after the summer. So we look very forward to having another person in the cave to join us in our discussion. And Wes is funny as fuck. So I look forward to that as well.
Spending more time with friends.
Absolutely. Always great. And that's why I wanted to talk about Diablo IV. It's kind of the first time we've all kind of joined since Warcraft.
Well, I don't know. We still haven't joined.
Yeah, I know that
Just
pisses
we're
me
all
off.
playing.
Yeah, I bought it with the intention of us all playing almost immediately.
Well, some people want to beat it first on their own.
Why?
I don't know.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
What's the highest level?
Well, I mean, you can beat the campaign before you're like the highest level.
How long did it take you to beat the campaign?
No, I don't know. You shouldn't even be level 30. I'm too high level. I did too many outside quests. You're supposed to.
So you're still within the campaign.
Yeah, I haven't beat the campaign yet. Because
I
wasn't focusing
by side
on
quests,
it.
right? And we talked about that with Diablo IV. It's very similar to, I don't know, I compare everything to these, but to the Gotham games, where you have an area that you have to cover. Yeah.
Jesse and his friends have been playing together, but they're hardcore characters. They all started hardcore characters together.
That means if they get killed, they die.
Yep, permadeath.
That's it. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Ballsy.
But they get on Discord and chat and stuff. I haven't tried Diablo's chat functions.
No, I bought a headset here.
Yeah.
A gaming headset for when we do eventually connect and play, if that ever happens. So I look forward to that very much.
You said you're a druid?
I'm a druid.
Do you have any wolf pets?
I don't have pets yet. No, can you get pets?
I thought you could get wolves at some point.
If that is possible, it's not happened yet. I do have powers. I don't remember, were all the ability slots locked until you got to a certain level?
I don't know what you mean.
So I have more abilities than I have slots available.
Oh, because they're like the primary.
Yeah.
They're primary skills, and you can't put them in your action
Was
bar.
it always like that?
I don't know. Well, it's a whole different. It's a whole different upgrade leveling system.
True. Anyway, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, usually,
because it's like, I like the ability when you learn a fucking power, you should be able to put it on your fucking action bar.
Nah, see, it's like they have that set as primary, secondary, ultimate ability.
Well,
they have them classed. But in Diablo 3, once you got to a certain point, you could put anything in the action bar.
That's what I think, and I think I'm close. I don't think you have to wait very long to do that. It was just kind of like, huh. But anyway, we were talking about the graphics of the game. and how it kind of goes back to that old school Gothic feel. And you really feel that almost instantly when you start the game, and you do that first dungeon that they send you through, which is a fucking breeze. But you really get that old school Diablo feeling, that, shot from the top.
That new Zelda's supposed to be good too.
Which Zelda?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Is this for Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Sammy
it came out
is
last
finally
month, maybe.
Yeah, Sammy is finally starting to get into Zelda. I think he's actually playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
So he's really getting into and I want him to get into the story more necessarily than, the gameplay. I don't give a shit what he thinks about that. You make your own opinion on that.
Well, it's supposed to be good, dude. That's the thing. Like in the latest one, you like build vehicles and build structures. It's crazy. Like you have so much creative freedom to, like, there's not just one way to solve a puzzle.
Yeah, Sammy Z will love that. So that's good news. We have a story a little bit later on where we could see a Zelda film soon. So that's definitely good news. What have you been watching, Christian? Anything new?
That new Sunny and Renfield and
Renfield.
I started watching Stranger Things again. And
From the beginning?
Yeah, and it was funny. I was listening to Green Onions while it was on, and I was like, that totally changes the feel of this movie. She was using her powers.
I could see.
Powers to the music, dude. I was like, what is this, The Sandlot?
Oh, shit. Kush and I have actually, at your advice, started watching Yellowjackets now. We're about 6 or 7 episodes in.
That's cool.
To the show, and we're really digging it so far. As long as it continues to clarify certain things, that's the big thing. Is it's got to clarify that. And it was really hard at first to figure out who was who as an adult.
Yeah, you had to pay attention to the names.
Yeah, very close attention, because a lot of the characters that are children, who are main characters, are not main characters as adults, which I'm sure we'll discover as we go along. But it is a really good show. It is very nostalgic. It's got killer fucking tunes, music-wise. Mm-hmm. All right, listen. I meant to tell you this week. I am going, and this is going out to you too, Dr. Lewis. I am going to make a solemn attempt.
Oh, he talked to you about the language?
Yes, I'm going to make a solemn attempt to stop cursing so much on this show. For Dr. Lewis only. Anybody else, I'd tell them to F off.
Well, he said even AK was like, yeah, the language.
Well, AK's a tool bag, and he's just trying to save face. So, Dr. Lewis, if I let one slip, I'm sorry, but I am really going to try. Because your family is huge fans of this show. They love this show with you on it. And they're our biggest fans, and we appreciate them. So I want to make it a little bit easier on your dad.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It does make it a little uncomfortable to listen to it with him when you.
Sure.
When every other word is F this, F that, blah, blah, blah.
I went back and listened to my rant.
Oh my god!
I know. I went back and listened to my rant on Jeepers Creepers. I was very upset. Okay, so that was why. But I was like, yeah, that's a bit too much. That's going a bit too far.
But it's, it's how people talk, but,
Well, we have fans now, and, I have to open my mind, Quado, and just kind of accept that some people don't like that, and that's fine. That's just how I was raised. They're just words to me. They have no meaning in terms of, being nouns or verbs. They're just, funny words, so...
Adjectives.
For you, Dr. Lewis, whatever. Thank you, Christian. So let's, you ready to get into the show?
Yeah.
You want to do it? All right.
I've lost track of the show. We keep talking about the same things over and over again.
I think it's important that we talk about what we're doing because it gives us insight.
We keep re-recording the same intro. It feels like.
Yeah, well, this is where we had to stop before, so hopefully we get past this point.
All right.
Again, I'm pushing my machine real hard, Christian.
Well, kill the
and so far
it's doing machine.
It's doing.
Kill them all.
I can always count on you giving me a show title within the first 15 minutes of the show. It's just so lovely.
What, Kill the Machine?
Yep, that's going to be the name of the show. All right. This sucked. Getting into the show, we take care of our RIPs first, and man, did we lose a big one last week, Christian.
Yeah.
We lost the Iron Sheik, a wrestling legend. Not even a fucking WWE legend.
He's a Twitter legend too, dude.
Oh my God. See, that was my kind of introduction to Sheiky, was the shoot shit that he did that was just hysterical.
Saying like F. Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, all that stuff. And gosh, it was so funny. Man, he would lay into Hogan especially. He laid into everybody. He laid into Brian Blair, hated Brian Blair. I don't know why. There was that one time that the Ultimate Warrior snubbed him at some event they were at, and he got really, really pissed off at Warrior.
I liked his big clubs he had.
Dude, that guy. I don't think there would be Hulk Hogan without Sheik. Honestly, for being honest. See, because back in those days, when you're talking about marketability,
yeah,
you had to have the villain. If you went out to the store with your kids and went to the action fixture section, you know, what do you like? What?
It just made me think of if you went to the store with your kids and saw Booker T and Stone Cold fighting each other, you'd be like, what?
You mean like in the store?
Yeah, dude, like in the store, like fighting in the store.
That may be the greatest wrestling promo of all time. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb. But anyway, you're going to buy Hulk Hogan, but you got to buy somebody for him to fight. Mm-hmm. And Sheik was always that guy. You know, he was always the villain, and he loved it.
I liked how this story mentioned his curled toes. I mean, not curled toes, but curled shoes. The toes of the shoe.
What is he, an elf?
He had those gnarly toes, dude.
Dude, let me just say, for those that don't know, Iron Sheik got into wrestling in like his mid-30s. So like there was 10 years there where he was wrestling like collegiately and in the Olympics, the Iranian Olympics, and all this shit. So I mean, he was built fucking. He was huge, right?
Well, nobody, not just anybody, can handle those big, heavy club things.
Washboard abs, and he was the first one to kind of do the whole, you know, country of origin thing, where he was from Iran, and that was like during the 80s, so that was great to match up with Hulk Hogan, who just shat red, white, and blue, and, you know, so it was just a great time. And then, again, he would go on to get even more fame with the shoot interviews that he did later on in life. And I mean, he, like I said, he shot on everybody. You know, he had fairly not so good health toward the end. But he lived hard and he had fun. And dude, go on YouTube and search Iron Sheik stories. Mm-hmm. And you will laugh your ass off for a good while. I mean, he had a bunch of them.
Just check out his Twitter page too.
Wednesday, June 7th at age 81, we lost the man Hussein Chosro Ali Vaziri, also known as the Iron Sheik. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, fans, and his many, many friends who are the boys. Just love Sheiky. Mm-hmm. So it's terrible. All right, let's get into the show, and as we go along, you guys will have to forgive me. I'm going to have to adjust the resolution as we go along. I made a comment on this story this past week because it's bullshit. It's happening again, just like it is. See, here's what happens. Warner Brothers DC makes a plan, and they create this vast plan, and Warner Brothers comes in behind them, not necessarily Zaslav or Safran or Gunn, but the other executives shit all over it. All over it.
It sounded more like they were just mad about the marketing, about why are we paying celebrities and these people to say it's such a great film. They need their friends to tell them it's a great film, not necessarily.
See, I don't agree. I don't necessarily
agree. That's
agree.
what the story says.
That's what the story says. But again, I would not. What you're doing there when you put out stories like that or comments is you're prematurely, crapping on the film.
I disagree.
Well, that's fine.
It's not like they're saying the film's bad. They're saying don't hype it up so much.
No, I would say that because that's what I'm saying. I think that's what's always the problem. They don't hype their films up. They don't think about Man of Steel, for example.
I can't remember.
People barely knew about that shit. So going in. And it's always been that way, and it happened with the Snyderverse, and now it's happened with, what Gunn's trying to do, and I just think it's bullshit. But, you form your own opinion, of course, like you said. It could be that they're just being smart businessmen, and that's their job. Well, it's more than a job to me. And especially giving the weight that this particular film is going to have on the future of their company and what could happen. I would think I would be going into every press conference going, oh, yes, it is the greatest thing that we've ever done.
Yeah, but don't they even say in this that this whole movie might not matter at all to James Gunn's plans?
But again, it's...
So why are you so worried that it's a big thing if it's not even going to matter?
That's a great question. In my opinion, this is more about the trust of the fans.
I don't know. It just seems like...
More about that something was promised, and that was Keaton. And you also had to wrap up the Snyderverse.
I don't know. It just feels as pointless as Black Adam.
We'll see. I don't know yet. That's the thing. You're not going to know till you see the film what implications it has on the future of moving forward for DC. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what that is.
I know.
But the fact of the matter is, I think that The Flash, the film, and maybe that's my problem, right, is that I think it's gone beyond just a film. It's got to be a statement. A indication that they know what they're doing. They're going to tie off anything that may have been lingering, which I've kind of already seen in the reviews. I know exactly what they're talking about when they say, scenes that aren't necessary, blah, blah, blah. He's tying everything off.
It sounds like the fans aren't excited about it.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know which fans they've been talking about. But there's rating. I'm talking about like comic book store owners. I'm talking about the biggest skeptics that read comics. Comic book store owners, comic readers. Everyone that I've talked to is more excited about this film than they were about Superman versus Batman.
What about Across the Spider-Verse?
What about it?
Were they more excited for The Flash?
Yes, because Across the Spider-Verse for all...
I don't know.
But see, Across the Spider-Verse for all of its, strengths, it exists on a different plane because it's animation. And there can't be any repercussions of any live-action stuff. Now, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what... there is live-action stuff.
The article says it's a flawless multiverse movie.
Well, the article says that, but, since when do I fucking believe the article? I believe my own eyes and my own heart and what I think's going on.
Okay.
Right?
I guess. Just because you hope The Flash is the greatest movie ever doesn't mean it's going to be.
Movie ever. You're not listening. I didn't say it would be the greatest movie ever.
You're saying you hope it is, though.
Of course I hope it is, but that's still not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that at this point, in my opinion, the Flash film is more than a film. It's almost like a tee before you hit a golf ball.
I don't know. It seems to me it's more like the last inning. And we can shut the book on the Snyderverse forever.
They're already talking about a Flash sequel. They're already talking about Andy Muschietti as the director of Batman Brave and Bold.
What's that got to do with The Flash 2?
We don't know yet.
Just because they had used the director for something else?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know what's...
I don't have those answers, I wish I did. I'd be a rich man. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to, again, my whole point was, again, and I see what you're saying, but my point is that because I feel the way I feel about the Flash being a statement, it's like, why would you even the tiniest chance of any kind of negative press? I don't understand that.
Well, that's
what I'm saying.
It almost sounds like you're dogging the film instead of just hoping it for be the best.
I don't understand. Say that again.
I said, by saying that you weren't saying it's going to be the best, that's the same thing as what these people are saying.
To make the best superhero film, I don't think you can do that.
No, I'm saying that's what the execs see.
I thought yes. I thought you were saying that's what yes. Right. Exactly. Right. And that was kind of my point, was that it's in a way attacking it, I would hype it, but I'm a hype man. So that's just kind of where I stand on that one. But, we'd be here all day if I sat here and dwindled on this particular story. There was a terrible story regarding a star from Bob's Burgers, Jay Johnston, who played the role of Jimmy Pesto in the show over 40 episodes. He has been charged in the January 6th riot case being a participant.
A lot of those people in those videos look like they belong in jail, so...
this is something that a few people who maybe aren't celebrities necessarily, but are people that are known. But I mean, he had steady work, so it's like. But I mean, even in our area here where we record, we had a legislator that went down there and got in trouble from another county.
Sure, he was live streaming it, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, it just this whole weird story with the January 6th riots just continues to get weirder and weirder.
Some people believe the Tree of Freedom needs to be fed the blood of Jesus from time to time. And other people believe that, you do the crime, you do the time.
Say it. You can't outrun justice.
You cannot. Especially if it's on video.
I don't... this is something that is kind of, he's facing criminal charges. But what will you think that would affect his career?
Well, he got fired.
Did he?
From Bob's Burgers. Okay. It said when they first found out, like before he was charged, when they first found out he was there.
So obviously then, that was, very terrible, and you can't have somebody with a charge from the Department of Justice working on your fucking show.
I'm sure I'm sure he can get he's probably getting some fans by being arrested for this.
Probably. You're probably right. It's that crazy of a world. Well, we have our AEW Collision main event. Tony Khan announced it on AEW Dynamite this past week. It is going to be Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson taking on CM Punk and FTR.
I don't know much about Jay White and Juice Robinson.
I don't either. That's why I had to look at the name, because it's kind of blocked.
A lot of people like him.
Really?
They're supposed to be pretty good.
Are they a tag team?
No.
Okay.
I think Jay White was in like the Bullet Club or something.
Okay, gotcha. Of course, this is CM Punk's return to AEW action in many months since the famous media scrum that resulted in a altercation with the Young Bucks. I don't think that they will probably be around each other on Collision Night. It is Saturday, June 17th. Maybe we can watch it, Christian, and kind of give our opinion of it afterwards or something like that.
Maybe.
But it is a trios match. And again, that is Saturday, June 17th from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. AEW Collision on TNT. Did you check out the clip from Twisted Metal, Christian?
You bet I did.
Samoa Joe really going to town on Anthony.
Samoa Joe.
You don't think it's Samoa Joe?
No, I mean I know it is, but I don't think it is. That's Will Arnett. He got in big shape.
That'd take a lot to get in that kind of shape. There was a clip that Peacock released on the upcoming series where it showed Sweet Tooth beating the holy hell out of Anthony Mackie's character, which I still don't know who he's supposed to be.
I forget. I read it somewhere.
Did you read it? Okay. But the clip is great. It's not in the cars, Christian.
That was true. That. Well, I read an article about
because we want to see the car stuff.
I read an article about the mixed reactions on Twitter to this clip because a lot of people didn't like it. Some complained about the locket cars or the tone of the scene or whatever. It is. Like you said, you liked it, and I said I liked it.
I mean, it's very WWE. It's goofy. I mean, it's not like if you watch the scene, it's not a really horror scene as much as it is like almost slapstick.
Yeah, it was very campy.
Yeah. So, but there is no car footage, and I know that's what everybody's waiting on.
Quoting Thong Song while you're beating somebody up and then having them recite it back to you and being like, hey, you're not such a bag. It's definitely, like you said, goofy.
It's a good way to get out of being crushed by Sweet Tooth. Anthony Mackie did what he could. Samoa Joe, I think, did a great job. I think he's doing a great job with the character, exactly how I would imagine him to be from the video game.
Sure.
That's just me. Just a Samoa Joe, like, crazy fucker is how... Crazy person. Sorry.
It's all right.
Trying. We need to get a bleeper is what we need. I'm not doing it. This
is funny.
Hysterical. So I saw this crazy ass story and I shared it to our Facebook page without reading it. So that's my fault. There was a rumor going around on all media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. There was talk that George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, Lucasfilm, founder.
Doesn't he say he sold Star Wars for like $4 billion?
Yeah, something like that. There was a rumor.
How much would it cost to buy Star Wars today? Do you think? I would say more than $4 billion.
I don't know. You might be able to make a case, but I still think you're paying billions.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that George Lucas may buy the rights back from Disney to Star Wars. Now, as interesting and exciting as that would be, first of all, I don't think George cares anymore about... I think he cares in a sense that he knows that that's what put the food on his table. And there is always that respect for that. And, of course, when you create something, you have that kind of creator's love for it.
Yeah, but it's not like he's like, they're killing my baby.
Yeah, it's not like he's trying to tell more of the story.
I got to save the Star Wars.
I have more to tell.
They've lost the point.
No.
They've lost the plot.
You could tell after the initial prequels and the subsequent reactions of the prequels that he kind of said, well, that's how I'm telling it, and that's it, And could he have gone on to make a sequel trilogy to Jedi after the incidents of that? Had the feedback been better on the prequels? Maybe. We'll never know. I mean, that's something we'll never know. But this is total and complete, sorry, Dr. Lewis, horse shit. First of all, the man is too old to care. He sold it for $4 billion, which he started it with a fraction of that. So there is no doubt that it has made him money and will probably have made him money long after he's gone. Also, I don't think he has anything else to tell about that particular universe. Maybe as a consultant or, somebody that would come in and maybe look at some drawings or model art or what have you. But as far as being in the director's chair or even in the chair next to the director like he was for Empire and the other ones he didn't direct. And now you would have to go back and undo everything that Disney has done thus far. Not to mention the fact that you would lose your billions that you got.
I don't think Disney's interested in selling it either.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I know, and we've talked about it. I know that there is a certain desperation within the fan community,
but Disney's not.
But
desperate.
Disney doesn't. Yeah, it's still making them plenty of money.
Yeah, like we're hurting. We need to sell this.
Yeah,
off.
No, exactly. And maybe we are guilty of kind of making that because we shit on the whole resort, being closed after 3 months or whatever.
Well, that was just the price.
That was just that, right?
It's like that new Apple headset that's $3,500. You seen?
Oh, with the glass, the bit, yeah, looks like Macho Man. Gear. Looks like Macho Man. Yeah, I love the fact that you look like. If you could make those glasses look like Macho Man glasses, I'd be into it.
For $3,500.
Well, no, I'd have to finance them, or
maybe they were $35, $350.
Yeah, $350. I'd do $350 for them. What all are they supposed to do? Is it give you like Terminator vision? Is that what the deal is? Oh, I forgot that. I did watch both Terminators this week.
Well, my brother said that it's probably the computer's built into the headset or something.
The computer?
Maybe.
Jesus.
I mean, that's the one way I'd pay thousands of dollars for it. Why would you? That would suck to pay that much for a headset and then need to spend another few thousand for a computer to run it.
I just don't know how that would work. Would it use like AR to control shit, or how would that?
Like this, dude.
Like Johnny Mnemonic.
Maybe it's got it could have like eye tracking, and you could like blink. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so like if you're under investigation and you're trying not to speak, but they're like blink once for yes, twice for no.
I meant like you could use your eyes to control the mouse on the screen.
Oh man, that's crazy. So anyway, yeah, this story's total horse shit.
And then
Don't believe
you
a
raise
word
your
of it.
eyebrows to hit enter.
Well, how would you hit shift enter?
You go like this. I was trying to wiggle my upper lip.
Oh, I tell you, it's going to get to the point where watching the video feed is going to be the only way to watch this show.
I was watching a video of a cool video game. They had some clips of that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
Oh yeah?
I don't think it's out yet, but I saw some people playing it. It looked fun.
They're saying it looks really like cool.
3 villains versus 4 survivors.
You're facing the whole family.
Yeah. It was cool watching. It was cool watching people being the killers.
See, I think that's what's going to make people freak out about it, is the fact that you could be all killers. Mm-hmm. Or rather, there's a team of killers than just one.
You're like, we're all. It's like, because in some of the clips, all 3 of them would be around somebody killing them.
I mean, exactly. It's like, and we've got this story now about Friday the 13th, the video game, and a potential new video game, actually. But yeah, it was just like, You got super mad when all the people in the game would gather around you and would just fuck with you. Like, knew how to stun you and knew how to knock you down. Oh, really? I hated being Jason at one point. I was like, I ain't being fucking Jason anymore.
That's terrible,
It sucks. Speaking of which, the great Harry Manfredini, if you don't know who that is, he is the composer of Friday the 13th. He made the famous...
Kill Mama?
And the fucking going up and down on the violin with the string. Yeah. He was at a recent fan festival somewhere in...
Crystal Camp Reunion or Lake.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where that was, but during the convention, he said that they are, in fact, developing a new game with a different studio other than that gun studio to make the characters look better. If you ever played Friday the 13th, the characters look like shit. Their facial expressions look like shit. There was a lot of choppiness in the game, especially with kills.
Yeah. I wonder what made him choose a new producer.
Gee, I wonder. Anyway, they say this one is supposed to be even better, more realistic characters, more abilities for Jason. I love Friday the 13th video game. Let me just say that. I love it. Is
Jason not in that Dead by Daylight?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not.
Because he's got his own game.
He's got his own game, so why would he be in Dead by Daylight?
But not for long, because it's shutting down in a year.
So that is the next story that we have up that Christian's referring to. It's now been officially revealed that Friday the 13th, the game, the license will expire by the end of the year. So what does this mean? It basically means that it will not be available to play online. You will still be able to play it until 2024. I believe that's when it ceases compatibility.
They shut down the servers.
Right. Because of this, the good news is that it's now dropped to $5.
Woo.
So you can actually get in on it and play it before it goes away. But the purpose of this, as we revealed just a second ago, is probably because there's a new game coming.
Yeah.
So, again, you don't want to have two games with the same, concept. So this sounds like a very exciting time to be a Friday the 13th fan. And, of course, as we revealed with all the news surrounding the film and the makers of the film, it's a good time to be a Friday the 13th fan. It's a good time for Jason.
Jason.
Good time to be the killer. The Batman Part 2 has some new casting rumors attached to it. They're looking for the role of Harvey Dent, and Joe Edgerton and Josh Hartnett are being considered for the role.
I vote for Hartnett. Team Hartnett.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like Joel that much.
Why?
Bland.
No, I see what you're saying. No, you're right. I tell you, I liked him in the Thing prequel.
Oh yeah,
I thought he did a good job in that. But yes, he's usually very like in that horror movie. What Lurks in the Shadows or whatever the hell it was.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
What Comes at Night or something.
Yeah, What Comes at Night. Yes, very bland. Couldn't really attach yourself to him emotionally. But in the Thing, it kind of changed, and I don't know if that was just the character he was trying to play, but because of that, I lean more towards Joel. Josh Hartnett, I've just never seen him freak out. I've never seen him have a dark side, really.
I guess. I don't know.
So that's my opinion. Christian says Hartnett. I say Edgerton. Tell us what you think. How about that? Tell us what you think. Would you pick Joel Edgerton or Josh Hartnett? Of course, Josh did do 30 Days of Night. I don't dislike Josh Hartnett. It's not like if they cast Hartnett, I'd be like, fuck. But I mean, I just think Edgerton might bring a little bit more to that role.
I just don't think Edgerton has any business being in Hollywood. He should be fucking...
Well, I hope we never have to fucking interview him.
He should be working at the shipping yard or something.
It's like Happy Gilmore with fucking Bob Barker. I think you should be working at the snack bar.
Yeah. Gosh.
You call it the snack bar.
It's like when Wes was a cashier at the theaters and they said, they need to move you back to popcorn. We can't trust you with the tickets.
He gets so mad about that. God. Remember he used to say he wished he had a Gatling gun that would drop down from the ceiling that he could just...
That's just so mean, dude. Puts you back to popcorn, son. We can't trust you selling tickets up here. We can't trust you with the money. You need to bag the corn. That's all we do.
Oh, God.
That's all you're good for is shoveling that popcorn.
And bagging the corn was no picnic, I will tell you. We'll have to wait and see what the rumor mill continues to produce with the Batman Part 2. But we all know that it's frozen casting because.
Well, aren't there other villains talked about in Batman 2 besides Two-Face?
I think Mr. Freeze mentioned. I think Mr. Freeze has been spoken about. Did it mention somebody else? I didn't see.
Oh, Joker.
Well, they don't know how we don't know yet if Todd Phillips' Joker.
No, not that Joker.
Which
the Barry Keoghan.
Oh God, no.
He's mentioned in the article, dude.
Okay, fine.
They say
I hope that's not the case.
Look, he's reprising his role, or expected. I guess they said they're expected, and we may also see the return. Okay, you're right. So he's not confirmed to be in it.
Again, I hope that's not how they start that character out. That's not how you need to start that character, right? You really need a Joker here. To do the Joker right, I'm going to go ahead and lay this on you. Okay. To do the Joker right, here's what you need to do. First, you need a trilogy of films for the Joker. A trilogy of films.
Sure.
The first film.
That would be cool.
The way he is.
Kind of like the Dark Knight stuff.
Yes. The second film, how he turned to crime, and the end of that film would subsequently be him falling in the vat and where you would introduce Batman. The third film would be the Joker in all his glory, connecting to Batman. Batman would be in at least half of it, leading up to a Batman film with the Joker introduced. Yeah. You know, and that's the only, because the Joker is such, he's not like a Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is simple.
He's complicated.
Exactly. He's got a lot of moving parts. And to just throw him in a jail cell next to the Riddler as a common fucking criminal, I just don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like it. I could be wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, we got to get through this damn writer's strike first. Will you pay these people? Jesus. Ghostbusters Afterlife is getting ready to come our way, and we got a new poster.
I forgot to click on this story.
Which features the Ghostbusters logo, the emblem.
Is that ice on it, or is that slime?
It's ice. It is frozen.
Dude, what if it's frozen slime?
Could be frozen slime. Don't know. We're not sure what's going to happen. We do know that it's going to hit theaters this December, so that could clue you in on why it's iced. No footage yet. We've seen a couple of screenshots. We know that they're calling it Firehouse, I think is the name of it, right? Ghostbusters Firehouse or something.
It says untitled right now.
Well, that's the tentative name for it at this time.
Then you'd think the logo would be on fire, though, personally.
Why?
Because the movie's called Firehouse.
Oh. But if you're in a firehouse, they put the fire out.
But your logo would be on fire.
Yeah, but they put it out, so it'd be smoke.
What kind of logo do firefighters have?
I think they have a logo. It's like,
I know, it is. Is it a fire?
It almost looks like an English cross.
You'd think it'd be a fire or something. Or maybe a hose spraying water.
There you go. Yeah, you don't want to encourage fire when you come around.
Sometimes. Jewish space lasers encourage fire.
Oh, man, we'll have to wait and see more on what this means for the Ghostbusters film. I mean, other than that, it just has the Sony logo at the bottom. It's just the logo, like, it looks like it was flash frozen by Mr.
Yeah, he's making a different face. He's like, oh!
No, he is.
Oh, I'm the ghost. I got frozen.
He's not. It's the Ghostbuster logo as it always looks.
Usually he's smiling, dude.
Do not pay any attention to what he's saying right now. He's lying.
Check it out for yourself online.
Yeah, it's not going to be that way.
I'm going to have to fact check it.
Very happy to hear this, Christian.
Yeah, this is an exciting article. He sounds very excited about the movie.
He's very pumped. Michael Keaton had a few words about Beetlejuice 2 and being more old school with the special effects.
We love the practical effects.
Yes. Of course, I instantly think of the sandworm, which was claymation, I believe, and just stuck with me so many years after I saw it as a kid. But a lot of the effects were practical, and a lot of it was
that tiny head guy.
When they did the pull the mouth and stuff and change their faces. So that is just really great to know. Here's what Michael said when he was interviewed in. I think it was Variety. No, Entertainment Weekly. He said, Beetlejuice is the most effing fun you can have working. It's so fun. It's so great. And you know what it is? We're doing it exactly like we did the first movie. There's a woman in the great waiting room for the afterlife, literally with a fishing line. I want people to know this because I love it. Tugging on the tail of a cat to make a movie. You don't hear Michael talk that way.
The lady was using the fishing line.
Oh, to make a move. Yeah,
to
yeah.
Make the cat move.
Yeah.
Like a practical effect. They were making things and
there's
doing
nothing,
it with their hands.
It wasn't a CG thing, is what he's saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't hear Michael talking about this.
It's fun to make it work, dude, instead of just, we'll just put it in the computer and post.
He goes on to say, Burton and I were talking about it years and years ago, never telling anybody. I said, quote, if it happens, first of all, we've both said we're doing it many times. We both agreed if it happens, it has to be done as close to the way we made it the first time. Making stuff up, making stuff happen, improvising and riffing, but literally handmade stuff, people creating things with their hands and building something. Effing great. It's the most fun I've had working on a movie, and I can't tell you how long.
When was the first time Keaton and Burton worked together?
It was Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
88.
Cool.
Then they did Batman the following year. The release date is September 6, 2024, but as updates happen, we'll make sure you get them and check them out. I'm very excited for the Beetlejuice sequel.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be really good and really invigorating and very nostalgic. Marvel's Secret Invasion has released its first 5 minutes for free. An extended sneak peek of the upcoming series with Samuel L. Jackson has dropped on Disney Plus, and you can check that out. I have not watched it yet.
Me neither. I think the premiere comes on the 19th.
Yeah, it's coming, so it's not like I'm in a big hurry to go watch. Plus,
yeah, I don't want to get teased too. I hate when they do this.
Thank you. The first 5 minutes is always bullshit anyway. It's just him arriving at the office. Are you ready to begin? Cut. And it's like, oh, well, fuck that.
Ends with a cliffhanger.
Sorry. But anyway, yeah, that's a really good indication. I hope it's good. It should be good. If it's based on, and this first 5 minutes, is based on, it's a marketing thing, theinvasionhasbegun.com. And then there's a code that you have to use. That's a pretty extravagant code, I got to say. I'll read it off here, but you can see it on our screen. RSD3PX5N7S.
Yeah, dude. Don't you know the significance of that code?
Go back and rewind it and review it. No, I don't. What is it?
I don't know either.
If it had significance, I'd feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
This
might be a little easier to do, too.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we were talking about earlier, Christian, the Legend of Zelda movie. Universal is very nearing a deal with Nintendo for the project.
That's kind of too bad. I was hoping they'd get together with a different studio.
Well, I mean, they did so much good with Super Mario Brothers. I don't know why you would.
Because Zelda's not Mario. I'd want Illumination to take it a little more seriously.
Well, who's to say they won't?
I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
I don't think they're going to make it into Paddington, dude. They're just going to make another Minions Mario movie.
I mean, Christian has a great point. Mario is a lot easier to do if you're Illumination because a lot of it is a lot like the Minions and a lot like Despicable Me and a lot of that stuff. But Universal, does understand properties, I think. So I hope that I
was kind of thinking, what if Disney bought Nintendo?
Fuck. Then I'd be really worried about them making a Legend of Zelda movie. Again, who knows, but I'm not super concerned that if they do make a Zelda film, it's going to flop. I don't know if it would be animated or not. I think that has a lot to do with it.
It's going to be animated and voiced by Chris Pratt, dude. That's what people are worried about.
I certainly don't know about all that. That's a lot to digest. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, we'll have to wait and see what deal it is. It's apparently supposed to be a quote-unquote big deal between...
Well, considering how much money Mario made.
$1.3 billion Mario has made thus far.
Any deal Nintendo makes with movies is going to be big now.
Pretty much. Nintendo has, said, we are the force that cannot be reckoned with.
We know what we're worth, baby. We're like the writers.
Well... Good point. Grant Gustin opened up recently about why he decided to leave The Flash, and it's a good reason.
He ended The Flash.
It's a cop-out, but it's a good reason.
He did it for 10 years.
Family time.
They can't all be
they wanted him to do 10 seasons, but he said no.
He said he did it for 10 years because it started in 2013. But you're right, it wasn't 10 seasons.
Thank you. I'm kidding. You should be with your family as much as possible. If work is preventing that, then it's up to you to adjust. So I really admire Grant, but I also think that it was heading that way anyway. So I'm interested. I don't know what he would play really now. Do you think he's typecast at this point?
I don't know.
You think he could carry a movie?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think he's that big a star. I could see him playing a character actor or something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, because here's the thing. A lot of the actors within the CW DC universe were very young when they started.
Yeah.
And not particularly good actors either.
Yeah.
And they didn't particularly refine their craft over the years.
No.
So we wish Grant all the best. We appreciate what he did for the character. You know, I mean, at least it didn't suck. It could have sucked.
I always thought he was a little small for the Flash.
Well, that's just because you're used to seeing John Wesley Shipp. He's stacked as shit. So, yeah, that's all our best to Grant. We'll have to wait and see what we're going to see him in coming up in the future. Christian, you mentioned you were doing a little back-end research on this story. It looks like, according to social media scoopers, Seth freaking Rollins is playing King Cobra of the Serpent Society in Captain America Brave New World.
I found out that the Serpent Society is made up of villains who identify with snakes.
That is correct. I've seen the Serpent Society a couple times. There was a King Cobra, there was a Python, there was a Boa.
Black Mamba.
There was no, that's Kill Bill.
Isn't that Kobe Bryant too?
Is that what he calls himself?
I
don't know. I don't fucking watch basketball. Are you kidding me?
I have to check on my phone.
Again, Seth Rollins, I think, would be perfect for acting. He acts fucking all the time. So I don't know why he would be a bad decision for this movie. Makes me even more excited to see it. I love the Serpent Society. In the little I did see of them, they really gave the Avengers a run for their money.
He did good.
However, I will say they were usually a group that was
kind of goofy.
With kind of stupid. But they also always would tangle with the Avengers and not necessarily one or two, people. Are you going to sneeze?
No, I was just kind of...
Okay. It's funny, people were wanting Randy Orton to play the Viper in the Serpent Society.
That's funny. That is funny. But Seth did good acting when he was acting like the Joker in that WrestleMania promo.
I agree. No, I think it's a great idea. I think he does a great job. And, it's only a matter of time. I don't know what just fell.
Until he transitions away from wrestling.
It's going to happen. He's just got too much talent otherwise. So we'll keep you apprised.
Plus his wife's there.
Yeah, that's good to have your wife at the show. So that's good too. Oh. There's a new animated feature coming called Skull Island.
It looks cool.
Which features King Kong. I didn't even know this was happening. Did you know this was happening?
Yeah, I posted it on our Facebook.
I mean, you posted this?
No, I posted the first teaser
way
trailer.
Before? Okay.
Yeah, dude, I was on it. I was like, this looks cool.
We got a poster and we got a trailer. It is called Skull Island. It says, Many Monsters, One King. Kind of reminds me of the Godzilla animated series they made after that horrible Matthew Broderick film.
Godzilla 90s.
Yeah, whatever. It looks pretty wild. And I don't know if it'll lead into the next Kong versus Godzilla film. It's hard to say, but it's pretty cool. Check out the trailer now on our Facebook page, and you can see for yourself.
It's some quality animation, too.
Yeah, for sure. Spider-Man 2's release date, the video game, has been revealed. It is going to be...
Is this one that's not till October?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. October something. October 20th is when Spider-Man 2 will drop. It was tweeted by Insomniac Games that is the official drop date, and of course everybody's excited because you will be able to switch off between Parker and Morales.
I think they also talked about Venom being in it, but
Venom's in it, but he's not Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. Don't know what that means or what that means for the game. Sorry. I need to drink water. The problem is I got no spit. That's the problem.
I got no spit. Oh, Predator versus Wolverine crossover will pit the Vacha against Logan.
Yacha.
I never heard them called that before.
Well,
was that like a Predator comic term or something?
Prey. In that Prey movie, I think that's what they called him. Yeah.
That sounds kind of cool. I mean,
Marvel Universe.
I feel like Wolverine would win.
You know, the funny thing is, remember I've always told you about those superpowered beatdown episodes? Remember that?
No.
When like two heroes would fight each other, but it'd be like really cinematic, and it was live action, and this like indie studio would do them.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? I think they did this. Wolverine versus the Predator, and Wolverine cuts his fucking head off.
Probably.
Yeah, so I've got Wolverine too. But Marvel Universe is doing a crossover event that's going to pit one of the most formidable aliens against Wolverine. Wow. Looks really cool. I think you're going to see a lot of blood and guts. We look for this Predator versus Wolverine #1. We see a cover.
It's supposed to be a 4-issue series, I think?
Yes, 4-issue series, and I think it drops next month. Looking through here, looking through the story. Tell me if you see it, Christian.
The author was talking about how he grew up watching Predator and loves the Predator.
I mean, yeah. If you're our age, I don't see how you
grew up
can.
in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't see how you can not love the Predator, man. I mean, he was just so badass.
He could talk. It would go anytime. What else would he say?
Over here.
He also talked like, Danny Trejo in that one movie, The Predators. He's like,
help me, help me.
That's a good one too.
New trailer for Justice League Warworld dropped. This is the new animated feature that is rated R.
With Jensen being Batman.
Jensen's back as Batman. Check it out on our Facebook page. Of course, Warworld is connected to, what's his name? God. It's a Superman villain.
Brainiac.
Nope.
I posted this on our Facebook page, and I said, do they play war games on Warworld? That made me think about war games, like the wrestling thing.
Right. All right, we're going to have to move ahead here. I wanted to cover this because I wanted to cover it last week, damn it, and we ran out of time.
Oh, no.
Not Kentucky. John Carpenter, the director, creator of The Thing, Halloween, They Live, The Fog, has hinted that a Thing sequel, this is a sequel to the 1982 film with Kurt Russell.
There's been a prequel.
There has been a prequel.
They're both on Tubi for free if you want to watch them.
I own them both. Thank you, Christian. There is talk that there may possibly be a sequel in the works, according to Carpenter. So for those that don't know, this is something that anybody who's a fan of The Thing has been wanting for years. At the end of The Thing, what we see is Kurt Russell's character, McCready, and
Childs.
Keith David's character, Childs, together about to freeze, sharing a bottle of E&J brandy. The prequel had Mary Elizabeth Winstead
and Joel Edgerton. And they just kind of, Joel Edgerton ends up being a thing, and she kills him, and you see her driving into, that one even had the spaceship and everything. That was ridiculous.
But at a recent fan convention, when asked, was Childs the Thing? Because that's always been a debate.
Yeah.
Because in the scene,
they asked it when we saw.
Yeah. He says he gets asked every time he goes anywhere. In The Thing and the last scene, there are a lot of indications that Childs may not be human. The biggest thing the biggest sign for me is that he's not. You don't see his breath. You clearly see McCready's breath.
Huh.
But you do not see, like if it's cold,
sure, yeah,
you do not see your breath. You do not see Child's breath.
I just never paid attention.
Exactly. No one ever does, right? Going back and looking, I'm like, oh. And earlier on in the film, there is a scene where he runs off from the camp and is away for a long period of time and then returns.
So did we get an answer?
So John Carpenter said, I have been sworn to secrecy, okay, because there may be, I don't know if there will be, there may be a Thing too.
Thing 1 and Thing 2?
That's certainly no guarantee, obviously, but usually Carpenter shoots down anything and just explains what I just explained, that he left it up to the audience to decide which one of them was the thing or if either one of them was the thing.
Sir, I don't know. What do you think?
Now he's changing his tune.
Uh-oh. Can't talk about it.
So
you might find out.
Sworn to secrecy. All right. That is all the time we have for the news of the week. If you have something you'd like to submit, as always, email us geekzippodcast@gmail.com. Let's get over to our events. This is a cool one, Christian. We got a meet and greet for The Godfather.
Yeah.
WWE legend The Godfather is in Charleston on July 1st. He's going to be at Fife Street Brewing from 1 to 3 p.m. That is 180 Summer Street, Charleston. He's going to be at a walk-in time. Our good friends that we met at the Bluegrass Wrestling Con, they're going to be there from 6 to 7 p.m., and that address is 1626 6th Avenue in Charleston. And that comes to you from our friends over at Time Warp.
We should go tell Val Venus we talked to.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because it might lead to something, dude.
We might get the Val Venus.
He might be like, hey, come get on this private jet after I get out of here and we'll go. No, I'm kidding. That probably won't happen.
Oh, here's another
this
cool
is a
announcement.
Big one, right? Coming to our town. Tool is making their return to the tri-state area. Going to be at the Charleston Coliseum Saturday night, November 4th. Tickets are on sale now, all Ticketmaster locations. Tool is really cool to see in concert if you never got a chance. Kind of weird. Maynard can be weird.
Sure.
But it is a great show, and I am actually probably going to try to go see this one. I love Tool. And like I said, tickets are already on sale, so if you want to go, you should probably get on that ASAP.
I remember when you guys had your Tool passes on the doors of your apartment. Maybe not you, Aaron and Brandon.
Maybe. I can't remember.
When they worked the Tool show at
the
Civic Arena.
I went and saw the show. They went to do the union work.
The union work.
Coming up on July 1st, there is the Sternwheel Slamboree, and I understand that The Godfather will actually be a part of this as well.
Oh.
It's happening at Charleston Sternwheel Regatta. That is a tradition in the Charleston area. 7 exciting matches happening. 3 p.m. at City Center at Slack Plaza in Charleston, West Virginia. And Christian, this is a free event.
Free event.
So you can go check it out for yourself.
I can
so that's
afford
pretty
that.
Awesome. All right, as we always do, we give you an update on the Huntington Comic-Con. Who's coming? We had an announcement this past week, a pretty big one. It's going to be, drum roll please, Cal Dodd, the voice of Wolverine in the X-Men 1997 cartoon and the X-Men 97 redo.
Wolverine.
All right, I was going to say, are you doing the claws?
Snick.
I was really hoping that Cal would come to this one because I saw him in Lexington.
You did. I remember you mentioned it.
And I was like, I really hope he comes to Huntington because I would love to get something signed from him because he was my Wolverine. You know,
you got to wear your Wolverine costume, though.
I don't have one.
What?
Sorry.
Doesn't Sam have
maybe
one?
I need to get one. Sam has one. But I don't have one. So we'll just have to get over that. Cal joins the...
Dude, you could have him sign that little Wolverine rabbit.
I mean, how you going to sign that shit?
With a pen? Put a fingerprint on it?
He joins the extensive list of Corey Taylor of Slipknot and Stone Sour, Sean Shamel, the voice of Goku in Dragon Ball Z, Damon Mills, the voice of Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, Eric Estrada and Larry Wilcox of Chips fame, Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants, Jim Shooter, infamous and famous comic book creator of Marvel's Secret Wars, also responsible for the G.I. Joe and Transformers animated series, Bob Hall, the West Coast Avengers co-creator, and Dave Adkins, right? Or Akins. Yeah, I think. Right?
And many more to come.
Many more to come. Akins, sorry. Dave Akins, who draws the SpongeBob SquarePants comic book. Tickets are on sale now. You can check out more information when you log on to HuntingtonComicCon.com. And that is it. Christian, you got anything else?
No, I'm done wore out.
I could tell you're worn out. Why? Did you not get any sleep?
No.
What's wrong with you?
It's just been a long show.
Don't forget, send all your comments, get in touch with us, and share the show as much as possible. Head online to podomatic.com/GeekZip podcast. Also, become a Patreon member for a limited time, less than $1 a month. As little as $1 a month. For Christian, this is Ryan Zip. Have a good week, everybody.